Hello, how are you doing? Today, let's talk about something probably lighter but important. That is why you find something funny and how it defines you. People can laugh at almost anything. What's the big deal with that? What makes something funny? So, humor is a complex and subjective phenomenon that can vary against cross cultures, individuals, and situations. However, there are several factors that we can define broadly that commonly contribute to what makes something funny. So in this discussion, let's try and understand the three key motives for us to find something funny. It's just to offer a little insight into the question. Otherwise, no single reason provides a comprehensive answer. And yet, every person's sense of humor depends, it's an amalgam of their background, their culture, their own propensity, and how they have developed themselves, but it does define them. So, the first reason why many people find something funny is superiority. Quite often, humor emanates from feeling superior to another person or at a former version of ourselves, and we laugh at them. In this, we look down on the object of the joke and by comparison, complacently perceive how different we are from that person. This view was cogitated by Plato, who was concerned that our unruly laughter could lead to malice, as one would be more likely to feel and think less of those inferior to them. And you see in some of the cultures, ours is not a spirit, is people make fun of others' body or color or certain natural deformity, which is cruel, which is nonsensical, but that has happened. And this is the motive for doing that. Though it is decreasing, but it still happens and is unfortunately acceptable in some cultures. Thomas Hobbes ardently championed the view of Plato. He said, "Sudden glory is the passion which makes those grimaces called laughter, and is caused either by some sudden act of their own that pleases them, or by the apprehension of some deformed thing in another, by comparison whereof they suddenly applaud themselves." Got it. Think about laughing at someone who slips on a banana peel. This is an example that Henri Bergson used. So maybe we laugh because we imagine we were better than them. We haven't fallen. However, I might feel superior to all sort of things such as cockroaches, yet not laugh at them. So the context is also important. Imagine Socrates, who is known to be ugly, exclaiming to a group of people, "I am the most attractive man here." That is funny, but there's no apparent claim of superiority. But imagine a celebrity admired for their looks saying that is clear-cut superiority and isn't even funny. So you can see that superiority so often misses the mark. On balance, some things are funny without resulting from superiority, and some feelings of superiority don't make things funny. Don't make fun of people who are fat or thin or short or of certain color or lisp or whatever deformity. Now, gone are the times for that kind of humor. And also, not everyone thinks there is an essence of humor to be ascertained in superiority, any type of superiority. The second reason for humor is relief. Laughter feels good because laughing releases pent up pressure. Laughter vents nervous energy. It also releases energy and emotions or thoughts which are viewed as inappropriate or unnecessary. We also release chemicals beneficial to pain and stress reduction through laughter. Sigmund Freud also backs the relief hypothesis. He introduces a physical element to describe what is released in laughter. He explains that when we suppress thoughts about taboo issues like sex, and bodily functions, mental energy is released by a well-crafted joke that would otherwise be needed to censor such inappropriate thought. Cicero also encapsulated this view when he said, "An indecency decently put is the thing we laugh at hardest." So according to this view, humor is intentional, conspicuous, playful cleverness. The joke in context offers cover to express ourselves about issues we might feel pressured to repress, like death or sex. Sometimes humor doesn't involve built up energy at all. Moreover, laughter is also not sufficient for humor. One might laugh out of nervousness, laughing gas, or neurosurgeons stimulating a part of your brain forcing a guffaw, but none of these instances are caused by humor. The third source of humor is amusement. So, humor can also result from the sudden recognition of dissonance or incongruence, especially when we are expecting something different. The momentary confusion is replaced with humor when we reinterpret the frame and its relation to what we find funny. Humor is thus our way of resolving confusion. That's why when our expectations are violated in a way that's not threatening or dangerous, we tend to laugh. That's why I said amusement and not surprise, because mere surprise is insufficient for humor. Arthur Schopenhauer puts it eloquently. He says, "Amusement reveals that it is delightful for us to see this strict, untiring, and most troublesome governess or faculty of reason, for once convicted of inadequacy in its attempt to discern a perfectly reasonable universe." So when we laugh at a joke, we do so because we recognize that an unanticipated outcome sensibly completes the story without contradicting our most general assumptions about what the world is like. As Immanuel Kant said, laughter is an effect that arises if a tense expectation is transformed into nothing. So when we experience a cognitive shift, and instead of responding to the cognitive shift with shock, anger, or other negative emotions, we enjoy it. Our pleasure at the cognitive shift is expressed in laughter. So, since humor and laughter are emotions and expressions present in every known society in every time period, it is no frivolous endeavor. A combination of the three elements we discussed tends to explain what makes something funny. There hardly can be any consensus which of these ingredients is most important for humor, but there is a consensus that superiority is not the right reason to laugh, however amusing you may find it. But relief or amusement from a surprise which is not threatening are positive reasons to laugh. It is also important to note that while these factors contribute to what is commonly considered funny, humor is highly subjective. And as we said at the beginning, what one person finds funny, another person may not. Individual preferences, personal experiences, and cultural differences all play a role in shaping what individuals find funny. So once, for example, you narrow down to a culture, then within those culture, what different people find funny despite having same cultural background will define them. So, what you find funny defines you, and I think that is something we should know about ourselves. Thank you very much, and see you next time.